This is a still grab from a Netflix drama called DP. As I was watching the show, immediately I realized something. It was about the look of the drama, which was very familiar to me. The DP of the drama, DP, has used a strong diffusion filter for every single scene. To be honest, it was a bit overwhelming. In fact, I've been thinking a lot about it recently. I'm seeing more and more filmmakers and content creators on YouTube choose to have so-called mist effects on their images to achieve a cinematic look. I think it's a trend now. Like how Sam Colder style travel video with speed ramping, gimbal moves, fast transitions, and masking effects were a trend a few years ago. I wanted to know if I was right about this, the fact that it's a trend now. So I Googled about it, and indeed, others already felt the same way and called it out. A filmmaker, Louis McGregor, wrote a blog post on premiumbeat.com about it. I think he's a bit worried that we use them too much now without thinking much about the cons of using them. In the blog, he mentions another filmmaker, Noam Kroll, who said on his Instagram, "Too much diffusion is a new too much shallow depth of field." Well, in fact, according to Louis, the Google Trends shows that the frequency of search for Tiffin Black Promised 1/8 filter has been rising in the past 10 years. Now let's ask ourselves a question. Why do we use diffusion filters so much more? Modern cameras and lenses are too perfect, in my opinion. They are too clinical and show too much detail. Diffusion filters can make the images look pretty by softening wrinkles and giving the face a more pleasing look. Also, they bloom highlights and reduce contrast. So the overall image is dreamy and washed out, rendering a more vintage film look. According to Louis, the downside of diffusion filters is that while they bring up highlights to give you halation, they also bring up unnecessary shadows. This actually has been my concern. In my previous video, Simple Cinematic Lighting, I said that the key to cinematic look is to have a good balance between light and shadow. If shadow cannot stay in the dark because of diffusion filters, it can become a minus factor in your images. Thus, you must ask yourself, why? Do I know how it will impact my images? Do I have a clear goal using this filter? Have I experimented enough to use it confidently for videos I'm making now? Now that I shared my thoughts on diffusion filters, let us go back to the first image I showed you. Let me ask you this. Why did I use this much strong diffusion filter? Does it serve the story well?